As much as I love Indonesian foods, I feel like they do not get the global recognition that they deserve. One reason for this might be because Indonesian recipes are often seen as challenging to recreate. So, my question is, how can we make Indonesian recipes look interesting and easy to follow for people outside of Indonesia? Well, the answer actually lies in how the recipe is translated. Translation plays a crucial role in communication. It can determine how well the audience receives the information. A good translation doesn't just provide comprehensive information, but it also conveys the purpose of the text clearly. When it comes to instructional texts, including recipes, it should encourage you to follow the steps with ease and excitement. There are several strategies and techniques used in translation to ensure clarity and quality. And in this video, I, Faricha Sholihah, along with my friend Nur Rohimah, will explain the most effective translation techniques for instructional text, especially in recipes. So grab your notes and let's learn together! Are you familiar with the name Peter Newmark? Who is he? Well, Peter Newmark is a foundational figure in translation studies. He contributed to translation using his books titled Approaches to Translation, published in 1981, and a textbook of translation published in 1988. In his books, he introduced key theories and frameworks that have shaped modern translation practices. Newmark categorized language function of the text into three types. The first one is expressive, second one is informative, and the last one is vocative. And recipe is considered as vocative because it gives directions about how to do something.
Molina and Albir. They are famous for their detailed framework of 18 translation techniques. These frameworks provide a systematic way to analyze how meaning is transferred between languages and is widely used in translator training and academic research. While they identified 18 techniques, we can summarize them for instructional texts like recipe into four main categories. First is cultural adaptation. This involves replacing a cultural reference with something more familiar to the target audience. Second is literal translation. This means translating word for word while keeping the structure and vocabulary as close to the original as possible. Third, amplification. These techniques add extra information to clarify the meaning that may not be obvious in the target culture. Fourth, borrowing. This involves keeping the original word from the source language when there is no direct translation available.
And now we will give you 5 examples in how translation techniques are used in a real-world application. The first example is sayur lodeh, which is translated into Indonesian ratatouille. This example is taken from the website All Recipes. This is an example of adaptation because in the website, they are adapting the term sayur lodeh into Indonesian ratatouille to provide a familiar reference for Western audiences. Ratatouille is basically a well-known vegetable dish in Western cuisine, making it easier for readers to understand the concept of a vegetable-based dish. The second example is acara syukuran, which is translated into Thanksgiving. Acara syukuran and Thanksgiving both have similar concept of an event to express gratitude. This might be why the translator probably chose this term. It has the same purpose with the first example, which is to make it easier for readers to understand.
This translation closely follows the original word's order and meaning. Tumis become saute, sampai wangi become until fragrant, masukkan become add. It's a clear example of literal translation. The translator adds extra information to help the reader understand a term better. In this case, nasi liwet is a traditional Indonesian dish. To help people who don't know about it, the translator adds Indonesian aromatic rice to make the meaning clearer.
And the last example is about borrowing. So as you can see in the target text, sambal is borrowed from Bahasa Indonesia. The translator is keeping the original term to maintain its cultural identity and allows English readers to understand it as a specific type of spicy chili condiment. So when you hear the word sambal, it is very identical to Indonesian chili sauce, and basically the translator just wanting to keep that impression. So, from the explanation, we can conclude that applying translation techniques is very essential to convey the concept of culinary across cultures. Techniques such as adaptation, literal translation, amplification, and borrowing help the readers to understand the recipes better while still preserving the original context.